Today I'll be reviewing the reboot to one of my favorite franchises of all time, Child's Play, right here on Movies in a Nutshell.
We have to stop him.
Good night, Andy.
Hello everyone and welcome to Movies in a Nutshell, where we talk about movies in a quick way so you can get on with your day. I'm your amazing, spectacular host, Detective Artemis, and before we go on, you hit that thumbs up button because I know it, you know it, Shitface knows it. You really want to like this, please? Today our movie will be Child's Play. In this video we'll be talking about spoilers, so if you haven't seen Child's Play yet, hit that watch later button on this video, go on to watch the movie, and then come back in and join the discussion. Go! Or if you don't care about spoilers, sit back and let's talk. From the producers of It Chapters 1 and 2 comes the reimagining, remake, reboot, whatever the fuck, of one of the most iconic horror franchises of all time that nobody asked for. After Chucky creator Don Mancini revealed that he was going to be doing a Chucky TV show in early 2018, which would be airing on SyFy, MGM announced that they'll be remaking the first Child's Play movie. Why? Because MGM still owns the right to the first movie with an option to remake, and Mancini owns the rights to the sequels and everything else. So with MGM being captain of the petty party, they decided to remake. Damn that lion. Now, should MGM be allowed to make sequels to the remake isn't exactly clear, but the movie did make some profits, so we'll just have to wait and see. We're gonna have two existing Chucky franchises in two separate continuities. What is this, DC? Either way, it's still a dick move. You know what you were doing. Our story here is once again about a kid named Andy who gets his life terrorized by a doll, and his mom, played by Aubrey Plaza, is used to taking care of a different Andy.
Out of the way! Yeah! Call an ambulance! A different ambulance, the one I ran into!
But either way, I think she did okay in this movie. The movie starts off with a factory worker in Vietnam getting berated and fired by his manager. So he then tampers with one of the buddy dolls, turns off its language and violence restrictions and whatnot, before he jumps out of the building and onto a car. A reference to the first movie when Aunt Maggie dies in a similar fashion. Unfortunately, the references stop there because there couldn't be too many similarities in deaths compared to the first movie and all the other sequels. Damn, this shit is complicated. Chucky is a child of divorce and this rights issue. Oh, there was actually another one where Andy grabs a hammer to attack Chucky, which was his first murder weapon in the original movie where he killed Aunt Maggie. Alright, let's dive into this shit. I know you've been waiting for it. I don't like the new design of Chucky. His face looks weird and somehow more soulless. I mean, I get that he's a robot, but it just doesn't work for me here. I also hated how modern he was. He was just like a doll version of Alexa. It takes away all the mystique and supernatural elements from the first movie by grounding it in modern, mundane society. I mean, give it time. Apple or Google will be making this robot pretty soon. I guess I'm officially an old man now. But then again, I can't exactly blame him from vastly changing it from the original. I mean, it's like the Scrolls once said, embrace change. In the original, Chucky didn't want to be Andy's friend. He wanted to manipulate him so he can switch bodies, so he can be reincarnated as a kid. In the new movie, Chucky legit wants to be Andy's best friend. He becomes obsessed, and if anyone or anything gets in the way of their happiness, they're dead. The dynamics and motivations of the characters are drastically changed here. I also didn't really like that because it kind of takes away the edge from Chucky. Chucky don't want to be your friend. He don't give a shit about you. But here, he does. I didn't like that. It just turned him into an obsessed robot. And the ET references were everywhere. With this glowing finger, Andy's red hoodie, and Chucky learning how to do shit from watching TV. All he needed was some Reese's. I actually enjoyed Mark Hamill's performance as Chucky. He actually brought a certain innocence to him and kind of made him sympathetic, which worked in the context of the movie, but at the same time, I also didn't really like it either. I was hoping for full-on cursing rants, but they never came. They actually kind of watered down Chucky quite a bit in this movie. He didn't even feel like the main villain of the movie. That actually went to that douchebag Shane. Yikes, not that Shane. The only antagonist in a Chucky movie should be Chucky. That's it. Oh, and this isn't the first time that Mark Hamill voiced Chucky. He actually did it before in a Robot Chicken episode.
Who's there? Come and get some!
Yeah, that was him. I didn't care so much for Andy. I mean, I felt bad for him, but he was more angsty and older than the original Andy. I mean, yeah, he was a teenager and Andy was like 6 in the original, but the innocence works better when he's a kid. All Andy ever wanted was a good guy doll, and when he got it, it ended up being the worst thing that ever happened to him. Here, Andy didn't give a shit. He was like, oh, okay. He was only in it for the memes. And then when he's trying to name Chucky, he's like, how about I call you Han Solo? Fuck you, Andy. How dare you tell Mark Hamill that? Once again, the dynamics and the character motivations were flipped, and I wasn't a big fan of that. Plus, I didn't understand the point of him being hearing impaired. It didn't really affect the plot. Was it just to make him feel more of an outsider? That sucks. I did like Detective Norris, even though there was only one detective here, and that's me. He was more likable and fleshed out as a character, and when his mom died, I felt pretty bad. Easily the best character in this entire movie. Yes, offense, Chucky. I thought the kills were pretty cool and gruesome, especially the one with stepdaddy Shane, where we find out that he has a secret family. What a dick. Again, not that Shane, though still a dick. I also like the Killer Clowns from Outer Space poster. Don't think I didn't notice. In fact, when that movie came out, that was also the same year when the original Child's Play came out. Easter egg. And also that random ass RoboCop line. You know which one. If you don't know, we cannot be friends. The final act in the toy store was actually pretty cool and shot nicely. And also, can each of those buddy dolls get a spin-off movie? Especially that bear buddy? The hell was up with that? It's a furry fantasy. Man, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want one though. The movie ends where once again, Chucky is killed by Andy, Karen, and Norris. And they say the famous line without saying the friend part. I mean, if you're not gonna say it all, then don't say it at all. Friend, was this a rights issue? Really? Damn. The last thing we see is another buddy doll being shipped out the factory and his eyes start flashing red, which I didn't understand because that Chucky doll was destroyed completely. But then did he pass his knowledge and AI into another one? That's fucking stupid. Because in the original, it was always the same doll. He just happened to get fixed back up. I don't care if this one is slightly more realistic. Give me my dumbass supernatural serial killer trapped in a doll, please. Whatever. The lesson here is to be nice to your employees. Now it's time to rate the movie, so let's bring out the ratings bar. We have awesome must watch, damn fine movie, good dumb fun, watching your board, and avoid at all costs. To me, there were some good moments and stylistic changes, but at its bare bones, it was still the core story. This can work for a newer and younger audience, but for me, the things that made Chucky, weren't here at all. Mark Hamill did the best with what he had, and I liked the kills, but it just wasn't for me. Like I said in my thoughts of Mark Hamill's Chucky video from last year, I said this would be mediocre at best, with Mark Hamill being the best thing about it. Well, looks like I called that one. Who am I kidding? Any idiot could have said that. But at the end of the day, nothing is worse than Seed of Chucky. So I hereby declare Child's Play good dumb fun. So what did you guys think of the movie, and do you want this franchise to continue? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this amazing channel. I am Detective Artemis, and you are my buddy, more than a friend. Ah, fuck, that's not how it goes.